This is Southern Cross News with Joe Palmer.
Good evening, everyone. A woman in her 20s has been left with a fractured eye socket and bruising after she was punched in the head following the Devonport Cup last night. 2 men have been arrested in relation to the ugly incident, part of which was caught on camera.
A violent finish to a day at the races. This alcohol-fuelled street fight reaches rock bottom when a male lines up and strikes a young woman. The injured 23-year-old was taken to hospital for treatment. She has told Southern Cross News she was hit again and again after this punch caught on camera.
Our understanding is he has a fractured eye socket, certainly some severe bruising around the eye. 2
men aged in their early 30s have been arrested over the incident. The victim has made a statement to police.
There was a number of struggles or incidents, and we're just trying to put it all together and put a timeline.
It's understood the group is well known to each other and spent the day together at the Devonport Cup. Police will be interviewing several people over the next 48 hours to determine if any charges will be laid. It sours an otherwise successful race day.
Generally, the behaviour of everyone at the Cup was very good. We had 1 minor arrest and a couple of minor infringements there, so it's probably one of the better Cups we've had. So this just appears to be a bit of an anomaly.
Police would like to speak to anyone who either witnessed or filmed the incident. Tom Johnson, Southern Cross News.
A watch and act message has been issued for a bushfire in Zeehan in the state's west. The Tasmania Fire Service says the fire will be difficult to control and is urging residents to be prepared to leave their homes. There may be embers, smoke and ash falling on Zeehan. For more information, go to the Tasmania Fire Service website. 2 people are in a serious condition following a car rollover at Moina in the state's northwest. Police were called to the incident on Cradle Mountain Road at around 3:30 this afternoon. The Westpac rescue helicopter has been dispatched to assist police. Parts of Cradle Mountain Road remain closed until further notice. Tasmania police divers have spent the morning searching Waverley Lake in relation to a serious assault which left a man needing facial reconstruction surgery. Crime scene investigation divers spending around 2 hours searching the lake where the victim's 1984 yellow ute was recovered yesterday. The 48-year-old man from Prospect was found badly beaten on the side of Nauru Street in Waverley at midnight on Wednesday.
He has extensive facial injuries which will require facial reconstruction surgery. He's got 2 fractured eye sockets, fractured nose, a fractured jaw.
He remains in a serious condition in the intensive care unit at the Launceston General Hospital. Police are appealing to the public for information.
This investigation is difficult. Ordinarily we would be able to talk to our victim and we would have a line of inquiry, perhaps suspects, offenders identified by the victim. We don't have that at this point in time, and the community are our eyes and our ears.
Anyone who may be able to assist police is urged to contact Crime Stoppers. 3 recreational fishermen have narrowly escaped a watery death after a lucky rescue in waters off St Helens. The trio were sitting ducks after their boat started taking on water on Tuesday afternoon, 13 nautical miles off the coast. A nearby Muir's fishing vessel heard the men's distress call and, after some difficulty with coordinates, found the sinking boat. 2 men were plucked from the ocean while the third had to be dragged from under the boat's canopy. One of the men thanked his rescuers on Facebook for saving their lives. The Muir's crew has since returned to its fishing jaunt. The state government is being accused of misleading pensioners over its Christmas energy bonus. Labor is latching on to right-to-information documents, saying they show the government knew there would be delays handing out the payments. Distracting from a government announcement about a mountain biking development.
The wheels are turning on Tasmania's burgeoning mountain biking scene. A new trail known as Wild Mersey is set to start construction within weeks.
This has the opportunity to put the northwest coast right in the spotlight as part of Tasmania's exceptional reputation for mountain biking.
The development is part of a larger 100-kilometre trail proposal for the northwest.
We will have cyclists tearing up and down this road that we're on. Maybe they've come straight off the Spirit of Tasmania, straight along here, and they'll be able to ride from here through to Railton and up to Latrobe.
But it was peddling of a different kind for the Energy Minister following the release of documents. Correspondence revealing Aurora warned about potential delays to the special energy bonus for pensioners that was promised before Christmas.
I'd sort of planned on it so much for food, for my family, and then I couldn't provide it.
The Minister blatantly misled pensioners before Christmas, told them that they would receive the cheque. Many of them, doing it tough this time of year, had factored that into their Christmas budgets.
Guy Barnett maintaining the Christmas due date was achievable.
We then received consistent advice that the cheques would be going out prior to Christmas, and sadly Westpac made a mistake. They have confessed.
Westpac will now reduce its $100,000 processing fee to $10,000. Jacqueline Robson, Southern Cross News.
On the back of same-sex marriage laws, celebrations will be even bigger at this year's Tas Pride Festival. Rainbow flags have been raised ahead of the start of festivities tomorrow. The theme of this year's event is freedom and equality.
We wanted to acknowledge and celebrate that, and we wanted to acknowledge that long journey that our community has taken to get to this point. But I guess also to not let go of the fact that there's more work to be done.
I think there's a shift in mindset and feeling, so I think there's real cause for celebration for Tas Pride this year.
Running until next weekend, the festival includes live performances, comedy, social events and a special sunset cruise linked with Mona Foma. Tasmania's culinary scene is boosting the state's international reputation, named in the top 50 places to visit in 2018 by the New York Times. Described as a devilish island attracting Australia's best chefs, Tasmania ranks at number 33 on the prestigious list. Hobart's Franklin Restaurant and New Norfolk's Agrarian Kitchen are named as some of the best eateries. The Northern Territory was the only other Australian state to make the cut. Tasmania Police has released the name of the man killed after being struck by a car in the state's northwest yesterday. Tributes flowing online for 21-year-old Aidan Sean McHugh from East Devonport. He was hit on Main Road in Port Sorell at 4 o'clock yesterday morning while walking home from a friend's house in Latrobe. The Royal Australian Navy is reviewing recognition for a Tasmanian World War I hero. In 1942, Teddy Sheehan strapped himself to a gun as his ship was sinking, protecting his crewmates from enemy aircraft. The 18-year-old died as he was dragged underwater. Despite efforts of local supporters, he's so far been denied a Victoria Cross for bravery. But a new letter of support from the last surviving sailor has helped secure a review of the Royal Australian Navy's decision. Tasmanian scientists have helped uncover details of a massive undersea volcanic eruption. The Havre volcano north of New Zealand spread debris across the region, with some of it landing on our shores.
1,000 kilometres north of New Zealand, scientists lower an autonomous vehicle into the waters. Down below, they're searching for evidence of the largest deep ocean eruption this century.
And when we got to the seafloor, we saw 14 different lavas, we saw the massive volcanic rupture, we saw mass wasting events, landslide events, and so it was really a lot more complex than anything we would have predicted. The
2012 eruption of the Havre volcano created a massive spread of debris. Floating pumice like this even washed up on Tasmanian shores.
That just demonstrates how big this eruption was, that if you go to any beach on the Australian seaboard, if you dig into the sand at them, you'll see this volcanic pumice.
While there's plenty of attention on land-based volcanoes like the eruptions in Bali, there's 4 times more action on the seafloor, but much of it remains hidden.
Only 10% of the seafloor is mapped at any resolution, and so we know less about the seafloor than we actually do of the surface of Mars.
The Tasmanian-led team was able to map changes in the seafloor, uncovering new details about the mechanics of the Earth.
which will really help us to understand how magma rises from the earth, deep within the earth, how it gets to the crust and erupts on the seafloor. And so that's really the frontier side of this research published today.
There's still much to analyse from the underwater data, including how these massive volcanic events impact ocean life. Michael Breen, Southern Cross News.
Dozens of breweries across Australia are gearing up for Beer Fest, a platform to showcase some of the country's best craft beer. Close to 10,000 people are expected to attend the Launceston event this weekend, which organisers say will be the biggest yet.
Countless hours of brewing to produce the finest for thousands of thirsty beer lovers.
We really take pride in our ingredients that we put in there. All the barley's 100% Tasmanian and the best we can get.
Dozens of microbreweries across the state also gearing up to showcase their unique craft beer.
It's just about, getting our name out there, getting the brand out there. People enjoy the beers and know sort of we can talk to them about how we produce the beers, make the beers and where they can buy them around Tasmania.
So we've seen huge growth in Tassie craft brewing. So when we first started this 8 years ago, there was 6 craft beer breweries in Tassie, and now there's well over 26, and we've got the majority of them here on Saturday.
The event will see more than 250 different types of small batch craft beers, ciders, cocktails and wines.
It showcases the produce that Tassie is producing, so we're really being seen as good, not only wine producers as we have in the past, but really great craft beer and cider producers.
Beer Fest is going to bring a lot of different people, I think, not just those that love their beer, but love their ciders as well and love their different types of drink.
Chris Cairns says it's a perfect chance for small businesses to engage with customers.
That's what people buy really, is your background and story, so it's a way of just talking to the customers and getting a product in their hand.
As well as beer, the event at Royal Park will boast live music, comedy shows and masterclasses. Gates open from 2 p.m. Rita Risk, Southern Cross News.
Redevelopment of Launceston's largest open public space is on track to be completed by July. The Civic Square makeover is part of a 5-year City Deal project hoping to position Launceston as one of the nation's most livable regional cities.
We have major projects happening around our city this year, and that includes, obviously right behind us here, Civic Square, which is moving very well along its progress with budget and with its timeline. What an exciting time we're going to have to the end of the year. If you fast forward now, you're going to have some major areas. Civic Square will be finished, the Brisbane Street Mall will be finished, North Bank will be completed.
There are around $800 million worth of projects to be carried out over the next 5 years, including a proposed Cataract Gorge playground and a UTAS Northern campus. Looking at the day's business and finance news, with thanks to Tasplan, your local super fund, the share market has closed lower due to falls in all sectors, most notably among healthcare and IT stocks. The ASX 200 index has dropped by 29.1 points. Short time ago, the Australian dollar was trading at 78.75 US cents and 65.92 euro cents.
There's been another shock exit in the Hobart International, with last year's runner-up Monica Niculescu forced to pull out with a neck injury, meaning defending champion Elise Mertens is straight through to the semi-finals. She'll take on 2015 winner Heather Watson, who was too good for Croatian Donna Vekic today, while Ukrainian Liza Sarenko earned her spot in the semis with an easy win over Belarusian Irina Sabalenka. A one-sided affair on centre court today as a red-hot Heather Watson came out all guns blazing. The Brit not dropping a game in the first set as her opponent struggled to find her feet. Shaping up as a whitewash, Watson continued firing in the second, taking the first 5 games in a row before Vekic finally claimed one back. The Croatian then breaking Watson twice to claw back in the match at 4 games to 5, but chasing tournament history as the first player to claim 2 Hobart International titles, Watson broke to clinch the match and set up a semi-final showdown with Elise Mertens.
I was very happy with how I played today. Even at 6-love, 5-love, I didn't think I dropped my level, not much at all. I think Donna raised her level and I knew she would. 5th seed Liza Sarenko never looked troubled against young Belarusian Irina Sabalenka, with the Ukrainian dropping just 2 games and taking just over an hour to claim the match 6-1, 6-1. She'll take on the winner of tonight's quarterfinal showdown between Michaela Buzanescu and Alison Risk.
I just was very fast, I think, and I was able to cover the whole court, and that's why I won today.
And as we heard, Heather Watson is on her way to making Hobart international history if she claims another title. But to do so, she'll have to get through an in-form Elise Mertens in tomorrow's semi-final. I caught up with a hard-hitting Brit this afternoon following another straight sets win. Congratulations on another very impressive win. Do you feel like potentially you might be in some career best form at the moment?
Thank you. I definitely feel like I'm playing some of my best tennis at the moment. And as each match goes by, I just feel like it's getting better and better, and I'm handling the pressure situations better, and that all comes with just lots of match play.
Elise is also in very good form. How tough a match are you expecting with her?
Very tough. I know she's had a great year last year, and she's feeling very confident, and also I've seen her play a bit this week, and she's playing very well.
What is it about the Hobart International that keeps you coming back?
I really do love it here. I find it very relaxing. I go to Bonnarong every time I'm here to see all the animals. And I'm from an island called Guernsey off the south of England, and it's quite similar to here. There's lots of seafood. We're staying by the harbour, so I've been getting scallops every night.
Good luck in the semis, and thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Hurricane slugger Darcy Short has put himself in line for national selection after smashing his way into the cricketing history books in Brisbane overnight. Short recording the highest ever score for a batsman in the Big Bash, belting an incredible 122 not out off just 69 balls. This is the moment Darcy Short became the talk of the Big Bash world.
Can he go again? He's got quite a bit of it.
It's gone again. Don't worry about that.
We said they needed a big over. Well,
Gus is going to do a back muscle there.
He's just gone to the highest score in Big Bash history.
It hasn't sunk in that I made history. It's sunk in that I scored 100. I was still wide last time and couldn't get to sleep straight away. So.
He's 122 off 69, eclipsing Luke Wright's 117-run record set in BBL 1. Short also producing the first century of the tournament so far.
It goes the leg side. Has he got it all? Enough of it. You better believe it. It is brought up his first 100 with a magnificent 6.
What a great way to get your ton. That is superb batting.
No, I was a little bit more nervous this time, especially in 95, and just wanted to get it done. And yeah, just break that little hoodoo that I had.
The unassuming Northern Territory product's performance earning widespread praise and potentially putting him in line for national T20 and one-day selection.
Look, if it happens, it happens. There's a lot of talent still there that can be chosen, and have played a lot of ODI cricket. So.
But the Canes' 3-run win wasn't without controversy, with the Heat's Alex Ross given out for obstructing the field in a crucial stage of the run chase.
It's been given.
Goodness, told you.
Would you believe it? Everyone is stunned in the commentary box.
I cannot believe that.
With Brisbane needing 13 runs off the final over, Dan Christian was given the job, getting it done in a last ball thriller.
It's the last ball.
Well, he gets quite a bit of it. Is it going to go? Archer! He finishes it off coolly, calmly.
The Canes securing their 4th win in a row, a new record for the club, as they prepare to take on the Heat again on Monday night in their last home game of the tournament.
We've got the confidence that we can do it. We're definitely a big chance of going all the way.
The Launceston Tornadoes will welcome back a young local star into the mix, with Ellie Collins signing on for the 2018 Seabull season. The 19-year-old had a top score of 22 points last season, but was limited to just 13 games due to a hip injury.
I've been working hard over the summer, trying to get my hip back to where it was, and trying to get fit so I can have a good season, and hope I am a key piece.
The club will hold more tryouts for local players at Elfin Stadium in early February after new coach Derek Washington arrives in the state. After 5 days of fierce competition on the River Derwent, a French yacht, Le Grand Reservoir, has emerged victorious in the 2018 SB20 World Championships, beating out fellow French competitor Give Me 5 youth team. Le Grand Reservoir claiming a first and second during the final day of racing to take overall honours with 44 points. British yacht Marvel finished in 3rd place, with Alis, the best of the Tasmanian fleet, in 6th.
Good evening. Hobart 28 degrees today. Launceston 1 better on 29. Burnie 23. Devonport a high of 24. A warm day right around the state. Bushy Park and Ouse reaching the highest today with 30 degrees. All temperatures were above average across the state. Grove 29. Strawn and Campania 28. Flinders Island and Friendly Beaches 26. Scottsdale and Sheffield 25. King Island and St Helens 24. Wynyard 23 today. Low Head and Lyowini 21. Not much cloud to talk about over our region, but to the west a large band of cloud is over the Bight, moving our way with a cold front. Bright storm cloud is evident over the tropics and inland New South Wales along with South and Western Australia. More cloud is up near the Kimberley area with tropical cyclone Joyce. Now just some low-level cloud over the northeast and thin high cloud over the west and into the north today. Tomorrow the cold front shifts to be just to our southwest. Inland troughs run through central Australia and southern WA. Tropical cyclone Joyce is still there near the Pilbara coast. Winds northeasterly and picking up again after a mostly calm day today. 20 to 30 knots over the north and east and stronger over the west and south. Gale warning from Tasman Island to South East Cape and from Low Rocky Point to Sandy Cape. Strong wind warning from and including Flinders Island to Tasman Island and from South East Cape to Low Rocky Point, also from Sandy Cape to Stanley. So a bit blowy tomorrow, and for Hobart we can expect a bit of a rain band moving through late in the day and 28 degrees. 28 for Huonville, Campania rain developing as well on 29 degrees. Launceston rain increasing, 26 the top. The chance of a storm for Devonport and Georgetown, temperatures in the low 20s. For Burnie tomorrow, rain, possible storm, 22. 26 for Strawn with an afternoon storm and 23 for Wynyard. And for St Helens tomorrow, wet weather, 25. 26 for Swansea, rain developing and a windy day for Port Arthur, 25 degrees. UV though will be extreme. On Saturday, showers right over the state, clearing the north in the evening. A shower over the west and south on Sunday and a morning shower over the east. And on Monday, another shower over the west and south, clearing by evening with the winds turning southwest to southerly. Sunny conditions for Perth tomorrow, but some wet weather for most other centres with a storm possible for Melbourne, Darwin and Alice Springs. Fine but cloudy for Sydney and Brisbane.
That's all from the team. Have a great evening. We'll see you a bit later.